Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to put on a tie-down nock that is with no knots. So it's going to be very clean. As you can see here, there are no knots on either side. And when you put one of these on, you want to make sure you put one for the top and for the bottom, so that way when you put your nock on, there's no chance for it to slide up and down. That is consistent every time. And as you can see, these don't move. I'm actually really trying to move these. These stay right in place. As you can see here, these don't move once they are set. First thing is we're going to make sure we have two pieces of string. One is going to be a bit longer, and this is going to be the actual serving, okay? And then another piece is going to be for the loop. So you're going to need two pieces of string for this, and I'll get into that in just a second. There's many different brands out there. I'm just using this Halo braided Spectra. Make sure it's braided, make sure it's not just a string material, so that way it doesn't lose its shape. It keeps its shape through the entire shot and won't squish, because if it squishes, that changes your nock set. This is just the diameter I use. You can use some smaller diameters. So please experiment with what would work best for you. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to take the looped string and put that on top of our serving. We want to make sure it doesn't twist up, that both end pieces are running parallel to each other. And this is probably the trickiest part of doing this. Once you get going, it starts to get pretty simple. So here's our actual string, and we're going to make sure that one end is facing the top side of the bow. So this is the top side, this is the bottom side of the bow. So the loop is always facing the top side for the top set nock. So we're going to have our top loop here, and we are going to make sure that we're going to take the rest of the string and run it up towards the loop. As I said, it can be a little tricky when you first start doing it, because you got to hold the loop and hold the end of the string and rotate this on top going upwards. Don't worry about it making it too tight right now. I'm just trying to get it going. Okay. So this is basically how it should look. You're looping it upwards. And we want to do this 11 times. So right now we got 4 times. Okay, so we got 11 times here. Now, the magic of this is taking this loop and then putting it through, taking this piece of string and putting it through the loop. Now, what we do is that we take the two ends of the string here, and then we pull down, and it will go through underneath the serving. Sometimes you have to pull this a little bit, make sure it's tight enough. So now it goes underneath, and it goes through just like that. And now we have just one piece of string here, and we're going to kind of pull on either side. You see, it's not going to come undone, but it is still loose, so we can put it in its final position. And that way you can get your T-square out, move it to where you need it to be, and we're just going to say, hey, this is our final position right here. Now, both sides where the string is crossing over underneath should be on the same side. And as you can see, there's no knots, and it is very clean. So once we have it in the final position, I'm going to try to tighten this. You can take a couple pairs of pliers on either side and really tighten it. What we're going to do now is cut the excess and then glue it down. So when you cut it, you want to make sure that your blade is not digging towards your serving, but it's actually parallel or even slightly upward. So we don't want to try to dig the blade into the braided spectra here. We want to have it right up against it and have this excess is push into the blade. Okay. The same on the other side. Push into the blade. Okay. There you go. But to make sure this does not move, we need to put some super glue around this. And I prefer to use this Loctite brush-on glue. It's going to give you far more control than even the control super glue. That is a sort of a squeeze control option on it. So for the bottom nock set, we're going to make sure that we put the nock on the string so that we understand where it's going to be set. We don't want it too far down. We want it right up against there. Okay. So we understand, okay, this is our nock set, our nock, and where we're going to put our bottom nock set is going to be right up against there. Because if we have too much play, this nock set can move around. You may not put it on the same way every time, and any little bit of play is going to make a huge difference in where your arrows land. So I'd really like to thank Gary Yamaguchi for showing me this technique. If you guys have any questions or comments, please just add those to the comment section of the video. Thank you guys.